What up? What up? What up? What's popping, baby? What's good with you, man? It's been a minute, been a minute. Not only has it been a minute, baby, it's been a month, I believe, Mike. So it's been a lot longer than a goddamn minute. But just know it's the 2nd of July. I mean, dang, July. That's how you know it's been a minute. January, 2nd of January, second day of the year. New year, new calendar, new year, new me. I think that's what they say. So, hey, man, regardless, we here. That's all that matters, baby. I'm with my dog, man. We gonna hold it down. Come kick it, man. Bring some of them good vibes, the good energy that you've been missing. And hey, man, hopefully we here to deliver, man. Cause it's been a little minute, my brother. How you feeling tonight, Playboy?
I'm feeling good, feeling good. It's Friday. It was one of those weird Fridays too because I got the holiday off yesterday, obviously. So then you go back to work and the shit feels like a Monday right up until you leave the workplace. And then you're like, hey, it is Friday. Bye. See ya. See you fuckers Monday.
Well, I worked all the way through, my brother, so I don't know nothing about that. I ain't had the day. Well, I did have 2 weeks off though, but once I got back, I was back, baby. So
first world problems, man. That's what I got.
For
Uptown
sure,
problems.
for sure.
They ain't real problems.
Well, I ain't mad at you, man. Look, you got the weekend off. You got college football playoffs. You got meaningless games maybe on Sunday, but we got a couple of good games going on tomorrow, man. So overall, though, we got us something to look forward to. That's all that really matters, man. So, we're going to create good memories when we get a chance to. But I know you are real heavy into the college game right now. What was your biggest highlights of the bowls that we saw? Or I said bowls, bowls and the playoff games that we saw over the last 2 days.
Well, I got to start off with my Iowa Hawkeyes. They took it to an SEC team, beat the shit out of Vanderbilt and Diego Pavia, which was nice to see because that guy, pretty much right up through the Heisman Trophy ceremony, has been making nothing but enemies. That is one cocky son of a bitch, and eat shit, Diego. I don't give a fuck if you're the Heisman runner-up or not. We grow them different here in Iowa, son. But yeah, then the college football playoff games. Wow, man. We had a lot of defensive struggles early on, and then a couple real surprising ones. I'm rocking Oregon jersey tonight in honor of them beating the living fuck out of Texas Tech, and then
Yeah, man.
Indiana being for real, man. Holy shit, making Alabama look like tiny,
Ooh.
dude. And then the game last night. Wow. Wow, what a fucking game. Back and forth between Georgia and Ole Miss, just up and down the field. Defense optional, but when they needed to make defensive plays, Ole Miss did enough. And then,
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught it too, the end of the game, man. End of the game, the last like 6 seconds of actual game time took about 45 minutes because they put the stage on the field 3 different times.
Yeah. I saw that.
Twice
I
had
saw
to
that.
take that shit off, man. Confetti on the field. You got Gatorade on the field. Like, no. We still got a second left.
Yeah,
Twice.
nah.
Twice.
Yeah.
They had to pull them off.
It was crazy to see that. I actually saw the highlight of that, and it kept saying, the game's not over with. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
then it finally said, okay, game's over with. So yeah, now that was a good one, man. But I guess they were trying to hold that crowd off, like, hold up now. Y'all
Hold
relax, sit down. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess the game up. It's 1 second left. Anything's possible. But I mean, hey, I think you forgot one, man. The Miami boys, man. The Miami boys
Hey.
put that BTA put it to business, man, in the playoffs, man. They moved up one spot. My boy Michael Irvin was out there with the grandpa belt, and he was doing his thing.
Yeah.
I ain't the biggest Miami fan, but hey, man, that was a big upset game. Moving forward though, what you thinking, Mike? What you thinking as far as this playoffs go, man? What is looking like for you? Who you think got a real shot, man? A lot of the big names we thought were, the big dogs, OSU's, but to be specific, they out of there. So what is looking like now, man? I know this is not March Madness, but what's your bracket looking like?
Well, I didn't have a lot of these predictions, man. I didn't think Indiana was actually that good. So to see them go out and just, hold Alabama to 3 fucking points and the way they played defense, and then Fernando Mendoza, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man out there's a reason he won the Heisman. I saw a stat today too, something like 13 for 13 against the blitz. Like absolutely just fucking crazy. Something that hadn't been done since Johnny Manziel way back in the day, as far as against the blitz.
Yeah.
I think it really made me reevaluate how I stand on Indiana. You always think of them as a basketball school. They were showing highlights of the last bowl win. The shit was damn near in black and white. That's where we are. But Indiana going out there and dominating, I think against the Oregon Ducks is going to be one hell of a game. Dante Moore and the boys can really bring it on offense, and then their defense really showed up. So I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I'm going to lean Oregon in that one.
Okay.
But listen, I got Indiana wrong before. People are doubting Indiana. Wouldn't be surprised if Indiana beats them again. They already beat them once. And then we got Ole Miss, Miami, and I'm actually going to go with the Miami Hurricanes. Trinidad Chambliss is fucking awesome, and watching that Ole Miss team, it's a great story too, with Lane Kiffin moving on, and now this team's in position, 2 games away from winning a national championship after their coach
Mm-hmm.
leaves. Uh, but it's something about it, man. The SEC this postseason throughout bowls and the college football playoff has just been really meh. Like I think we got this built up about the SEC being so great, and all these other teams are showing, nah, it's just a fucking myth. And the way fucking Miami played defensively and up front with how physical they are. Physical on the offensive line, physical with Mark Fletcher running the football. That guy's a fucking load in a tank. And then those two defensive ends, Bain and Akeem. I can't keep forgetting his last name. Those two fucking guys just bring it. Just bring it every single time. And I know NFL draft scout wise, people are like, yeah, they're first round picks, but Bain's got short arms. Listen, man, I don't give a fuck if he's got 3-inch arms. The way that guy plays on the fucking field, absolute
Yeah.
terror. Absolute terror. What a fucking freak. So I'm going to go with Miami. So I think I got Oregon, Miami for national championship.
What are the odds that boy Beck bounced back the way he did, man? He landed in the
Yeah.
perfect spot, man. This you just in Georgia, it was looking bad, and now you back on the big stage again, man. Once again.
I just want to point out too. I mean, a lot of people who play dynasty football, or even for your redraft, right? We kind of got this opinion of the 26 class being meh, especially because of the quarterbacks, right? But you got the Heisman Trophy winner in there, leading his team into the Final Four, potentially a national championship. Carson Beck just a couple years ago was the consensus preseason #1 overall
Yep.
pick.
Yep.
Didn't have a great year at Georgia, his final year there, and then hurt his elbow. But the way he's bounced back and that elbow's looking pretty healthy, and the way he's playing is pretty awesome. And then nobody had Trinidad Chambliss at all. Like in the what he did versus Georgia last night and what he's done through the season,
Mm-hmm.
his ability to be a dual threat. And listen, man, the guy can run, but he can fucking throw too, man. It looks effortless. It looks beautiful. And some of those rollout passes he had last night, just throwing absolute fucking piss missiles down the field. So listen, and then we put Dante Moore into the conversation too. Now I don't know who's actually coming out. I know Chambliss is trying to go back and get another year. Mendoza definitely feels like he's coming out like he's a lock for top 3 at worst, probably the 101 pick, future Las Vegas Raider it seems. But if we get some Chambliss love in the first round, with how we play dynasty and fantasy football, a kid like that who can move, who can throw, and if he goes to the right situation, all of a sudden the 26 quarterback class don't look so bad. Like we got some players here in the Final Four, at least 3 of them that you go, okay,
Yeah.
okay, let's find out, man.
And that's the biggest thing, right? My boy, ain't he out here tripping. Michael Irvin in the building. It might be going down, brother. That we know, right?
If the U wins the championship, yes, the loose women and the
Hey,
Colombian Bam Bam will flow very freely.
it's going down, baby. DJ Khaled will be hosting every event. That's for damn sure. Um, but just think about what you just said, right? And I'm looking at Patty say 101. But like you said, right situation. Raiders could be the #1 pick. I don't know if that's the right situation for anybody, but
No,
somebody got to go there. You feel me, Mike? So, in your opinion, since we just talking football, before we get to the people, we're gonna get to y'all in 1 second. No problem. But 101, right? Raiders got the pick. Let's just say right now we know Gino is definitely shouldn't be on the team. Maybe Pete Carroll is gone too. Like they clean house, right? They get rid of everybody. What is the rate? What do the Oakland Raiders or LA Vegas Raiders? What do they do? What decision do they make? If you the GM, I'm hiring Mike right now. Mike, man, you the GM. We need you to make the move for us. What we doing with this 101, man? Looking at what you just said with the class, looking at the 3 QBs we got now, knowing we need a QB, or do we just say, we take a step back and then see what we got in the next round? Because we still pick 201. I believe they still had their second round pick.
I think it has to be quarterback. I do think whoever they end up falling in love with, it has to be a quarterback. It really does, because the NFL anymore is the have and the have-nots at quarterback. Either you have one or you don't. And we get so worried about these guys that go, I think back to Christian Ponder, right? Like some of these guys, Jake
Oh my
Locker, like some of
goodness.
these quarterbacks that they draft and then just turned out to be absolute busts. But listen, I mean, once upon a time, people were like, man, Josh Allen's a fucking reach here. Or Patrick Mahomes is he's too wild. Like, he doesn't deserve to be, traded up for in the first round. When you hit, and you hit big, and it changes your entire face of your franchise. It changes the entire fortunes of it. So, I mean, you can't win the lottery unless you buy a Powerball ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, listen, if there's a quarterback that is worthy of a top 5 pick, or if it's worthy of the 101, even remotely, I think you got to shoot your shot almost every single year when you're in that position, because it only takes one to hit. You get one, you're good. And if it doesn't work out, you give it 2 to 3 years and you're right back in the same situation anyways. So, I mean, we think of a lot of these prospects that end up going that in these non-quarterback 101 classes, right? Like very few of these all-star defensive ends, like can't miss kind of guys, right? Thinking like Jadeveon Clowney, the Chase Youngs of the world. Like
Mhm.
those guys bust too. Those guys
Yeah.
bust too. I
Yeah.
don't know how
Yeah.
many different teams Clowney's been on in his career, or how many different teams Chase Young has been on now in his career. Sometimes it just doesn't work out for those top guys, right? Trayvon Walker, right? He was the first overall pick.
Hmm.
Listen, man, just go to the fucking quarterback, because that's the one that's going to change your franchise. The best defensive end, I think, in modern times that we've seen plays for the fucking Cleveland Browns, for Christ's sakes. Like,
Yeah.
you got to go quarterback. You got to
I
go
like that.
quarterback. So, yeah, I whether it's Mendoza or if Dante Moore comes out, or, maybe Chambliss continues to go on the next 2 games, a historic run, and wins the national championship, and the NCAA doesn't grant him another year, and he's like, I'm coming out. Maybe they fall in love with him. Maybe that fucking guy goes out and runs a 4.5 at the combine and has a rocket arm. You don't know what's going to really happen, but if there's a quarterback that is even somewhat worthy of that top selection, I think if you're the Raiders and I'm the GM, I'm shooting my shot.
Damn, you kind of changed my mind, brother, on that the D ends and the defensive linemen, and they bust too, right?
All the
One thing I
time.
will say, hey, Clowney's he wasn't necessarily a bust, but the man keeps a job. He keeps getting hired. I will give
For
him that
sure.
much. But
Yep.
but I like that though, because not because I was against them taking the quarterback, to be honest with you, Mike. I really been like, uh, you know, they haven't figured it out, and I'm not saying they can't, but I think they have a lot of other issues than quarterback. I'll just say, like we saw here, what's up with my boy DR? Takao said it best though. Coaching matters, man. I think coaching matters more than anything. And not only does coaching matter, but they can pick one of the 4 or 5 QBs. I don't even think it really matters which one they get. It matters the system and the coach that they have in place to get that guy to where he needs to be. So I think that's the biggest thing. And versus the 101 of which guy to pick, I think it matters of which coach you're going to pick. Because if Pete Carroll's still there, Mike, I don't care which one of these guys you get. It could hit, it could miss. But if they go there, now this is another problem though, because we talked about this on the morning show. What does the coaching carousel look like this year, right? Who's coming out? Who's going? Are there any offensive minded guys? Because my biggest take on the 101 QB picks, if you're taking a QB 101 and you don't have an offensive mind QB coach in place, you better have a fired OC on the right hand side of him, because if you're going in there with a Matt Eberflus as the head coach and then you got some Joe Blow at OC, it won't work, man. And I really believe that's what helped Caleb this year. That's why we still believe in the JJ McCarthy experience, even though it hasn't worked out. We just know Kevin O'Connell he's that good of a head coach and OC to do that. So that's the biggest question. What is the coach, or who is the coach, and what is the system? What's going to be put in place for this rookie QB if they take one? Because it's going to be easy for us as fans to say he's a bum, he's a bust. But we all know, man, Vegas, nothing's good in that quarterback position has come out in a long time. And drafting one in this class won't help unless they got the right piece and the right guy over top. So I think it's the coaching more than anything.
Yeah, there's a couple offensive guys out there floating around that we'll kind of see what happens with them. Mostly, it's a defensive head coach class. Like the next group
It
coming
is.
up
It
is
is.
a defensive one. Some of these guys we've already seen run teams. You know, like Vance Joseph is going to be at the top of a lot of people's list. You know, we watched him be a head coach before, so we'll kind of see how that works out. But he's got that Denver Broncos defense just absolutely fucking ridiculously
Yeah.
cooking. So, uh,
Flores.
yeah, Chris Shula, you know, for the Rams running their defense. But a couple of offensive guys, you know, ESPN's listing Matt Nagy up here. Listen, please God, no. Like whatever the fuck you do.
Oh, hell
There's a
no.
problem with the Chiefs offense and it's probably Matt
Uncle
Nagy,
Nagy. Here we go.
but Joe Brady and what he's done with absolutely no real weapons outside of James Cook in Buffalo
Hmm.
and the way he keeps that offense moving would be a very interesting one. Clint Kubiak and what he's done with Sam Darnold
Okay.
in that Seattle offense, and then what he
Yeah.
did the year before with the New Orleans Saints offense with fucking nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
with nothing. So that one would be interesting. And then we'll see some of the other guys that we've seen in the league, but we hate Arthur Smith to death, but you know, they got Pittsburgh in playoff contention, right? And it's really just DK Metcalf at wide receiver. So he's built a pretty decent offense up there, but most of it's defensive guys. And
It
then
is.
we'll probably get some retread offensive guys, you know, some guys who lose their fucking jobs. You know, we don't know what happens in Cleveland with like a Stefanski. You know, maybe they move on from him and they go to somebody else. But I'm with you. If you're gonna be Vegas and you're gonna invest in Mendoza and you're gonna keep, you know, fucking Pete Carroll. Listen, you need to invest in an OC. They tried the Chip Kelly experience back in the NFL. That lasted till mid November, and then they got rid of him. Now I see the fucking guys at Northwestern.
Yeah, man. They put the chips all
Northwestern.
they put all the chips in on that one, man. It didn't work out.
Yeah, yeah. But I just say this for any of these teams. Also, one more I wanted to point out. You know, last year in the draft, people were like, well, the Giants trading back up to get Jackson Dart. I don't know how this is going to work out. But look how that worked out for their franchise. Now they got a quarterback moving forward, something to build around. Even some like lesser moves. Like I say, when you have the opportunity to take a quarterback, you just got to take it. Tyler Shuck, you know, we made fun of. And right
It's
now,
up,
here at the
baby.
end of the season with Tyler Shuck playing, you're like, fuck, man, New Orleans got a quarterback, I think. Like Shuck is balling.
Hey.
You think back a couple years ago, the Philadelphia Eagles had a former MVP candidate on
Hmm.
their roster. You know, they came off one bad year, but a year before they were in the Super Bowl. But we're coming off of that, and all of a sudden they draft Jalen Hurts, and you're like, oh, dude, why are you taking a quarterback? Well, look how that fucking worked out. You know,
Yeah.
they got two Super Bowl appearances and one fucking win out of Jalen Hurts being their starting quarterback. So if you're a team like Vegas, you're in a position to draft a quarterback, go ahead and take one. You know, Giants don't do it, but Jets take one. You know, Cardinals, they haven't figured out their shit. They're picking near the top of the draft. You know, they're obviously, it looks like they're moving on for Kyler Murray. If you're in a position to take a quarterback, take one. Like
Well,
Cleveland,
do one of these
whatever you
teams
think about
take
Shedeur Sanders, if there's a quarterback available at 5 or 6 or 7 or wherever they're picking, take one.
and that's another thing. One of these teams take a Kyler Murray. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying, that's another thing, right? And to bring up what you just said about the Giants, the thing I like what the Giants did is they didn't give up a lot to move back up. Like I think we said this around draft time. If you want a cheap trade back into the first, holler at the Houston Texans, man, because they did not tax them whatsoever. Like that price tag that the Falcons paid to get back is
Massive.
not even close to what the Giants paid to get back in, and they got their franchise QB. So, and that's another destination for a coach. The Giants is, if you're a offensive coach, let's just say, do you go take the Raiders interview or do you take the Giants interview? Like, which one is on your mind first? So, both of those teams with early top 3 or 4 picks, man, are going to be looking for a new head coach. So that's 2 destinations right there, Mike, that we won't take a QB for the Giants, but there's still a spot that an offensive guy say, look, I don't got time to waste with this random rookie. I know what Jackson Dart is. I'm going to go to New York and take that job instead. So it's not like Vegas got the first dib just because they got the first overall pick.
Right. I think I'd also be looking at position coaches, moving them up to OC, right? Like that's kind of the way things will work. You know, I'd go to the Rams and whoever the fuck's coaching quarterbacks and has been learning under Sean McVay for the last couple of
Yeah.
years, offer him your OC job. You know, it's a
Yeah.
promotion. We're going to pay you more money and you're going to be the OC. Like that's a way for them to still keep Pete Carroll as a defensive minded head coach, but then get a quarterback friendly
Hmm.
offensive coordinator in there, you know? So, find a system that's been working in the NFL over these last couple of years and then go try to tag their offense coordinator either as your head coach. If you miss out on that, then go get yourself a defensive guy, but ensure that you're tapping into the well of quarterback knowledge when you go and you pick out who your OC is going to be.
For sure. But I will just say this, Mike, and we haven't been on here in a while, so I haven't said this on Friday night. But your guy, my guy, I guess that I love to troll, Kellen Moore, man. We think the Philadelphia Eagles miss him. I'm pretty sure you do.
Oh yeah.
But the New Orleans Saints, man, as much as I say Kellen Moore is this, he's that, I just didn't like what he did with Dallas because I felt like he didn't help the team. He helped his quarterback, which is Dak Prescott. And I always believe that Dak became who he is now because Kellen Moore said, we're going to throw this ball. We're going to get you to where you don't have no fears. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be Baker Mayfield, Matt Stafford, and Tony Romo all in one. You're just going to play YOLO at sometimes, right? I think that's what we're seeing in New Orleans with the Shuck project, man. I think he's looking at Shuck and he's saying, listen, they don't think neither one of us is good. They don't think I'm a good head coach. They don't think you're a good quarterback. That's why I drafted you. And as much as I hated that move, I got my Shador shirt on. Much as I hated that night, I believe Shador was too loud for a guy like Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore works well with a guy like a Shuck, who's an underdog. People don't expect him to be good anyway, right? He probably sees some of himself in Tyler Shuck. And I think that merits that relationship that they got. Mike, I'm telling you, as much as I hated the Shuck move, I'm riding the Shuck train in 2026, baby. I think Shuck is the real deal because of his head coach. I'm not saying that if Pete Carroll came in the building, we'd be seeing the same thing, but I really believe that Kellen Moore, man, the one thing we do know, offensive numbers go up when Kellen Moore is in the building. That we know. And just seeing how Shuck closed out for us on the fantasy playoffs, I really believe, man, that marriage is something that we should be looking forward to in 2026. Don't know if the Raiders will get that with their guy, but I did want to bring that up because I always trolled Kellen Moore and the Shuckster. I was the biggest component of that on draft night, but I think this was the perfect pick, as crazy as it sounds now, versus draft day when it happened. So I actually like that move now, man. It kind of, I let it marinate a little bit. Now it looked like, it's going to work out at the New Orleans.
Yeah, I think we should have put more credence into it at the end of the day for Dynasty. Like, I moved him up, but it was a hell of a lot later in the process, right? It was
For
more of a
sure.
meme thing, especially when people are throwing around him being in the first round, and you're like, guy's been in school for like 47 years. I mean,
Yeah,
for fuck's
yeah.
sake, his tight end, Jawan Johnson, him and they played together. They played together in college, and Jawan's been in the league for like 6 years at this point. So, yeah, that was a little bit late on my part, but I think there is something to it when you have a really good offensive mind like Kellen Moore, and that is one of their very first moves is tapping like, all right, second round, I'm taking this quarterback. Even if we don't fucking like him, we got to be like, well, all right, they obviously saw something like that he
Yeah.
can see, and he feels like he can shape him, a piece of clay into what he wants at the quarterback. And you're seeing here down the stretch, it's working out pretty fucking good for him. It's working
Yeah.
out pretty good for him, and they didn't have to spend a first round pick to do it. So
There we
something I
go.
think we should pay more attention to, especially when these good offensive minds get into a new situation. Whoever they tap for to be their quarterback, like their first pick, then all right, let's start fucking paying attention because they obviously have a game plan in place for him.
Yeah, yeah, and I believe that's what's going on in New Orleans, man. So I had to shout out my boy Shuck, man. He is my boy now. I know I dogged him, but hey, man, shout out to the Shuckster. But at the end of the day, Mike, we gonna know what they gonna do on draft day. We got plenty of time to figure that out, baby. So it's only January 2nd. It's not July, like I said earlier. But hey, we got us long, long, long all season of the dynasty conversations, and we got a little bit of NFL playoffs coming up real soon, man. So my team is out of it. Mike, see you in January. I told you I'll see you in January.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm seeing you, my brother. I ain't seeing you all December. Now I'm seeing you in January. That's what I meant when I said
Imagine that.
that. So I told my boy, see you in January. I didn't see him in December. And hey, I'm back. I told you I'll see you in January, big dog. So hey man, it's time to get it started. We appreciate everybody being here, and we got the chat popping. It's getting live, man. And I do have a slight headache, but Mike, it all went away, man, once these lights went on, baby. So it's all good. Ain't no problems. It's all love. And we appreciate y'all being here, man. So welcome to the vibes. Welcome to the Friday night. Fizzle Friday, whatever you want to call the Friday, man. End of the week, whatever you want to call it, baby. We glad you're here. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it started. And hey, We appreciate you.
Oh, you motherfuckers. You think you can do this to me? I'm the man up in this place. Who the fuck you think you fucking with? I run shit here. I'ma burn this motherfucker down.
X Factor like Dez Bryant, my boy 88. Watch Dream Light when you living like a heavyweight. This ain't no 1 week thing, we grind like every day. Drop this on Fizzle Friday, cause that's my favorite day. And I'm gonna do it my way, cause that's my favorite way. They tried to put me on the shelf like I'm layaway. Told me it ain't no way, so I made a way. Welcome to South Harmon, I'm glad you here today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know we back, baby. We back. I'm gonna play a little bit of this music, Mike, because I gotta see what's up with the people, baby. Hold on. Where we at with it, man? We gotta shout out the good people, man. My boy Jake is in here. He said he's currently en route to Tampa. Hey, man, they got a big game coming up. My mailman is a Tampa Bay Bucks guy. He done been to like 6-7 games. He out there right now. So, hopefully he don't put nothing in my mail once they lose, because they probably gonna lose, man, the way they've been playing. I ain't gonna lie to you, Mike. I can't believe these dudes lost to the Miami Dolphins, man, in a must-win type of atmosphere. They lost to the damn Quentin Ewers Dolphins of all teams, right?
Quentin Ewers Dolphins, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. But shout out Jake, man. Hopefully, man, you sneak some barbecue sauce out there, man. You cook up them Buccaneers, baby. That's what we want, all right? Pops, what up, man? Happy New Year's to you. What's going on? My boy Patty in the building. D Walk in the building. What's up, Playboy? How you, man? My boy Big E. My boy Shiz was talking about, man, Arizona Cardinals get the QB. We're going to see, man. We're going to see about that one, big dog. We will see. Who else we got up in here, man? DR in the building. We got Cal in here. We holler at him. My man Jackson is in the building. What's good, big dog? He said he at work, but he going to check back. We appreciate you. And Mom's in the building. We appreciate you, Moms. You know that for sure. So, Mike, man, listen. Tonight, I'm going to get to that soon. But tonight, I had a little game. I cropped out some faces and erased some stuff and said, hey, man, let me see if my boy can guess the player. But then when I looked at the graphics, I said, I think maybe I should have chopped half the body off, because this don't look too hard of a game, right? I kind of gave it away, and Mike pretty much knows this stuff. So we'll close out with the game. But for right now, I guess you know what I want to bring up, Mike? I want to talk about this, and then we'll talk about a little bit of what the playoff contention teams look like going into next week. Me and you, we had the dynasty thing, and we made this trade, right? During the league, it was the Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan thing, right? Now, Mike, I do want to bring this up, because once I sat back, I said, man, I shouldn't even have sent this trade. I'm not going to lie. As the commissioner of a league, I shouldn't have sent it, because it was after the game was played. But, Mike, I do want to bring this up, because me and my boy Voorhees, who I was playing in the championship, we talked about this all week. I know you. I said, bro, Mike, he not going to let me get what he think I want. He going to try his best to just play me. Mike, it was a long week, Christmas Day. I looked up and I said, damn, man, I forgot to send a damn trade, man. I forgot to send a trade. So when I sent it and you countered, I accepted it. Then it didn't sit right with me, because I said if somebody else did this and they brought it up, I would have been like, man, I got to deal with this mess. So I asked the league. I said, you know what? Forget it. Let's reverse it. But I will say the guy I played, Mr. Voorhees, he was like, bro, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Because we had already talked about this. But I do want it, as the commissioner, for it to be clean. I wanted to look right. I ain't want no back and forth, no issues later on. I did end up winning the league, so kudos to me. And I am glad I got my Bijan share, Mike, because I damn sure wanted Bijan. I'm not going to lie to you. But I will just say, as I sat back and I thought about it, I wish I never sent it. It just messed me up, because Christmas Day, I looked down, I'm like, man, I forgot to send a damn trade, bro. It burned me up that I didn't send it, because I had told him all week, bro, Bijan playing on Monday night. I've been wanting Bijan. I got London and Pitts and Kirk Cousins. I'm about to roll with the whole damn offense, but I know Mike ain't gonna give me what I want, man. I gotta wait to the last second with him, man. And I literally waited till after the last second, and it ended up happening. So I just wanted to bring that up, because I am the commissioner of the league, but I wanted to look clean. I wanted to be fair. And even though the guy I was playing said he wasn't tripping, because we had already talked about it, as the guy that was kind of put the league together, I wanted to make sure it was clean. It was good, man. So I wanted to bring that one up, because it was a hot topic that in other leagues as well, that, stuff like this was going on at the time.
Yeah, for people who don't know, in best ball leagues, on Sleeper, you can trade away guys that have already played, and their points still count in your lineup. Plus, you'll be able to use the points of the player that comes in, right?
Yeah.
Or players that come in. So what happened was Fizz traded me or offered me a trade, and I didn't even think about it, right? The trade had come in. You wanted to swap your Jahmyr Gibbs for my Bijan Robinson. You were going to add some extra on it. You know, I countered back with what I thought was extra enough for me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I got both the guys in the same tier. I wasn't playing for anything. Fizz had already taken care of that a week or two before. So I'm playing for nothing. So it's fine by me. But stand up to you for reversing that. You know, listen, in my leagues, it is what it is. However, Sleeper has the rules. That's how the trade thing's set. So you want to trade away your entire team after they played for guys that, you know, play on Monday night, by all means, go for it. You know, do your thing. So it does become a hot topic. Now, the only thing I will say for you is it's going to cost you in the long run because you're a stand-up guy. You got a pretty fair Bijan Robinson deal right before he goes off on Monday night.
Yeah,
like absolutely fucking goes off. So I hate to tell you, bud, but the price of the brick went up. So when you come back for Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs swap, you're gonna have to add more. All right. Yesterday's deal ain't today's deal.
Hold on, Mike. Hold up, man. All right, look, I only reversed. I even left you with the picks, man. I said, hey, we still got this in place, brother. All right, come on, man. Don't try to do that on me, big
Go ahead, take the picks back too.
Nah, man. But I will say, and I do like that you said that because, Mike, I feel like, because even in lineup leagues, right? If a player's played, but he's on your bench, you can still do that too. Now, in some leagues, people let you know they do it. If I had Jahmyr Gibbs and I forgot to put him in my lineup, but he was on my bench, let's just say for whatever reason, and then I made that trade, would people still say the same thing? Because he was on my bench. He never was in my lineup. But now that on Sleeper in the best ball, he just jumps in your lineup. It's like, well, he already played and he's in your lineup. Well, he only in my lineup because nobody else played. That's the only reason why he's in my lineup. It was only one game out of all these other people. So, again, I wanted to reverse it because I didn't want to cause no ruckus, man. I get tired of all the blah, 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 blah. All right, cool, right? Thankfully, I ended up winning, but I'm going to be honest, Mike. And granted, like, again, this is my guy. It wasn't like I was trying to get the upper hand. This is my man. This is my brother. Mr. Voorhees is my guy. So it wasn't like, oh, man, let me hurry up. We had already talked about it. He called me like, bro, I know you got to deal with a whole bunch of stuff, but I ain't tripping. I said, listen, I know, but we going to keep it clean. We're going to keep it right. So, I did want to bring that up because that was the big hot topic, man. Everybody was talking about it in a bunch of other leagues that was going on. But yeah, man, it is what it is. It happened. Your boy did win the Vibes League with the Vibes channel, baby. I had to hold it down, Mike. All right, you know, at least I got to play you and I got to be my boy Voorhees, man. So it was a good deal for me, man. It was a good week.
Yeah, man, you win the inaugural Vibes League from the 6th seed too.
Yeah,
from the 6th seed, just sneaks in the playoffs, wins the whole fucking thing.
And Mike, you want to know what's so crazy? If you go back and look up the league news, I put like 5 players on the block right before the game, before the playoffs started, because I didn't think I was going to win. I said, man, it's over with, man. I'm about to get rid of Kirk Cousins, all these dudes, because I ain't about to win. Little do we know, Jaden Daniels, because T-Rock was in that spot, and he had Jaden Daniels coming back. And I said, man, Rock about to keep this spot. He about to win. And Jaden Daniels did nothing against Minnesota that game, and I ended up making the playoffs. So, hey, man, I'm glad I did, though, Mike, because if I was in that bottom tier and I went on a run like I did, it would have pissed me the hell off. Seeing Kyle Pitts put up 60 points while I'm not even in the playoffs, bro, that would have burned me up. So,
what I'm interested in seeing, too, is we did this draft, and then we went through and rated all the rosters, you know, and we had some harsh critiques for some people.
Yeah.
some people and their strategies. I'm interested to see how we did critiques wise. You know, what was our prediction record? You know, I remember fawning over my team, but I also remember fawning over your team. Just so happens you win, and I also remember like shitting on T-Rock. And I'm looking here, he didn't make the playoffs.
Nah, he didn't. He didn't. Mike, you know what's so crazy? I said, man, Mike got all these QBs. Bro, I got about more QBs than you. And I sat back and looked, I thought I got more QBs than Mike. What the hell going on here? So I don't know how that even happened, right? I lost Michael Penix, and I think I had Kirk Cousins. That was the best thing that happened. Without that, I probably definitely wouldn't have made it. But I'm like, bro, where did all these QBs come from on my team anyway? Because I had Shador. That's probably what, because Shador wasn't playing. He was just on my bench. So a lot of things just ended up happening in the middle of the season. And I was like, bro, where did all these quarterbacks come from on this team? How did I get them? I have no idea. But clearly I drafted them because I didn't make no trade for them. So
Right.
yeah, I didn't know I had that many quarterbacks till the playoffs started. So but yeah, man, like I said, it was a good win, but I didn't want to bring that up because that was a topic, and that was the league, the Vibes League. So we got it done, baby. But I did get my dub, man. I beat Mike, I beat my boy Voorhees, man, and we all good to go, baby. All right, we good to go, man. So
rub it in, man. Just keep rubbing it in. Hey, what time is Dallas gonna play in the playoffs?
In January, big dog. I ain't say what year, but we're gonna play in January. Just know that, all right? But speaking of the playoffs, though, man, let's check out a little bit of the playoffs, or what's to be. Man, let's just say tomorrow night, because we do have 2 games tomorrow. And first of all, Mike, before we get into that, though, I do want to ask you about the Baltimore and Pittsburgh thing. Now, my father went on a rant. My father called me. He was so heated last Sunday. Man, can you believe the Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Browns, put up 6 points? Man, the NFL fixed. He went on this whole rant, right? Now, no DK Metcalf, of course. Think about the Pittsburgh Steelers, though, and they blown an opportunity to pretty much lock things in. They lost the game. The Baltimore Ravens all of a sudden remember they have Derrick Henry on their team, and they let him go off against the Packers that Saturday night. Now we're here, right? What you think about this matchup? 1, 2, do you think that this is the NFC North, AFC North, just having a storyline behind them? Because we know the Bengals, they've been trash for a minute. The Cleveland Browns are trash. The Ravens and Pittsburgh are usually that back and forth team. But like I told Pops, I said, man, listen, we all know Pittsburgh get enough wins to be over 500, and then they just melt, man. They don't do nothing else after that.
Right.
That really matters. So it don't surprise me that they lost that game. But knowing that this is a win and in type of game, where you at with Baltimore or the Pittsburgh Steelers, and what's next for them when they get in the playoffs?
Neither one of these teams are very exciting. They've kind of been up and down. The Ravens haven't looked right since the beginning of the season. You know, the Lamar Jackson hamstring injury that he suffered early on in the season seems to have stuck with him the entire year. We didn't get to see him last week. You know, you had a Tyler Huntley game. Listen, man, if Lamar ain't right and it's Tyler Huntley in the playoffs, if Baltimore gets in, who gives a shit? If the Pittsburgh Steelers win this game and they get in, who gives a shit, right? Like both these teams really feel like they're headed for a first round ass whooping by somebody, right? Whether it's the Chargers, whether it's the Texans, whether it's the fucking Bills, like whoever the hell they're gonna face is gonna get in that ass. So.
They just delaying it, the inevitable, right?
The delay in the inevitable, we do get a little week 18 drama. Like, we get to watch a Sunday night football game that fucking means something, at least. Like, winning the playoffs. So, you're going to get a real nice, exciting, probably close game on Sunday night. But outside of that, listen, I don't got a lot of faith in either one of these teams making a run.
Yeah, I just say this. My biggest stand on the Ravens all year were they was going to make it. They got to make it, they got to hold it down, blah, 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 blah. Then I changed my mind to, damn, they play the Patriots, the Packers, the Steelers. By the time they make it to the playoffs, they're going to be burnt out. First week, they're going to be, man, we cook, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to lie, Mike. I think them not paying attention and using Derrick Henry and seeing what he did last week, if Derrick Henry go out there and smash the Pittsburgh Steelers, now, maybe this is the Baltimore Raven, thing I be having every year about I like the Ravens. I think if they take the ball out of Lamar Jackson's hand, unfortunately saying this, and giving it to Derrick Henry like they should have been doing, I'm not sure how far they'll go, but I do believe it'll be a lot closer than it should be with certain teams. Because if Derrick Henry go out there in January in cold weather and smashing up on the the Patriots, or I think Denver is number 1 seed right now with the bye week currently, but I'm not sure who they would play. I'm guessing they'd be the 4th seed because they won the division. So who would they play? Let me see. What would it look like if let me see right quick. Regardless, it's gonna be cold unless it's a dome game. But I really believe that the Baltimore Ravens, Mike, as much as I want to keep giving these dudes, man, the whatever I keep giving them every damn week. Okay, they'd be the 4th seed. So they will play the Houston Texans currently right now.
Yep.
Oh man, I don't know that. Houston Texas defense is crazy right now. Like, I don't know. Damn, never mind. Then I don't know, man. Well, I just say this. This ain't the old Houston Texas team, but we do know Derrick Henry he put 200-yard games on that whole AFC South. Is he ready for another prime 200-yard game, or is this the end of the road for the King, man?
I mean, honestly, think about it. Either way it goes, they're either playing the Texans, the Chargers, or the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Do you want to face any of those 3 teams in the first round? The answer is emphatically fuck no. I'm good.
I'm going to be honest, Mike. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say this, and I'm still trying to stretch this Baltimore Ravens thing out.
Keep trying.
But if they play the Buffalo Bills and win, I'm putting my money on Baltimore. I'm going to say that.
If they play the Bills and win.
If they play the Bills and win, I'm telling you, that means they got over their hump and they got that mojo back. They really believe that they got the juice. I don't know if they're going to even play the Bills, but I'm just saying they've been going back and forth with each other for so long that if they beat the Buffalo Bills, man, I think I got to roll with the Ravens, man. Their confidence going to be too high, Mike.
Well, let's live in that world, that scenario, how the playoff bracket would shake out then. If they can win the first round, let's say it is versus the Bills. Bills move up to the 5 seed. It's Ravens, Bills, and they do pull it off, and they beat them. If everything else were to hold chalk, then they would travel on the road to the Denver motherfucking Broncos and face the 1 seed.
Yeah, but, man, Denver's offense been so wishy-washy, bro. They don't scare me, man. The Denver Broncos do not scare me in the playoffs, Mike. They really don't.
They scare the shit out of me if I'm playing them because that defense is ridiculously lights out.
That I'm with you. The team that scared me the most, and I'm gonna hate saying this, man. It's the Jaguars, man. I don't know if my brother is here. And I hate saying it, man. The reason why, though, Mike, is because they're the wild card. I mean, this whole AFC is a wild card. When you look at, a lot of these teams, nobody expected a lot of these teams to be like the Broncos being number 1, Patriots number 2. Nobody saw that coming. But I think the Jaguars, man, they got some juice right now, Mike. And I don't think nobody wants to play them on their turf and in their terms. I think the Denver Broncos are, to me, the best probably defense in the best situation because they play at home. Nobody want to play in Denver, especially, in that air quality and the cold. They got the advantage just with that alone. But I think if the Jaguars, get over the hump and the Denver Broncos get eliminated or however it fall out, I think the Jaguars may be the sneakiest team in the AFC, man. You muted, bro. You muted.
I'm still going to roll with the Denver Broncos, right? I just see a lot of similarities to how Philly took that last year, and it was predicated on their defense. I know Saquon Barkley ran the football, but their offense was struggling outside of being able to run the football. There was a lot of question marks about whether Jalen Hurts was even ready for the playoffs and how that offense, and that shit didn't get answered until the Super Bowl when Kansas City tried to take away Saquon Barkley, and then Jalen Hurts went the fuck off. When you have a defense that's playing as well as Denver is, or as well as Philadelphia's was playing at the end of last year, that will carry you extremely far in the playoffs, and you just need a semi-competent offense, right? And I think Bo Nix, Sean Payton, RJ Harvey, Cortland Sutton, and the boys, like, they can be competent enough, and they can have enough moments in the playoffs where you're like, oh, okay. All right, we just put together 3 real good drives, scored 3 touchdowns in a row, and this shit's on lock. This defense isn't giving up fucking 21 points unanswered. Like, it's not happening. So, I don't know. With the Broncos the way they are, I don't want to believe in them because it feels like they're missing something. But they made it to playoff time as the number 1 seed. They dominated on their way here, and that defense is just flat out fucking cooking. It is absolutely just rolling. So, if I'm any AFC team right now, I'd be scared shitless playing the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said, bro. Maybe it's the Raven in me, man. I don't know, man, but I do want to see what the King can do. I think his flowers, man, need to be given to him. Hopefully, Lamar gets the job done because that's been the most disappointment Even though the defense hasn't been good, I'm blaming Lamar, man. Lamar got to get it together, man. So Tyler Huntley held it down. It's time for Lamar to, shake back and get it right, man. So
Hey, we had an episode here. We talked about heartbeats of teams, and Lamar Jackson's on the fucking heartbeat of the team, and you can see that thing's got an arrhythmia to it right now.
yeah, yeah,
A major one.
he better come through, man. We're gonna see though. That's gonna be a good game Sunday night, and we can breeze through these two games: Panthers and Bucks and Seattle 49ers. And I'm gonna let you speak on the 49ers because your boy Brock Purdy, man, the dude looking good, Mike. He looking good, man. I know you got this thing with the Purdy, but hey,
We do.
the dude looking good the last 2 weeks, Mike, man. How you feeling? We'll be at with Tampa and the Carolina Panthers first, and then we'll get to Seattle and 49ers.
I expect Tampa to not really show up. There's something fundamentally wrong with this fucking team. Right?
It's time to hit the reset button.
It is time to hit the reset button. I know you and I were on the cook up. I took a nice day off of work and did the show with you and T-Rock, and T-Rock was glazing the shit out of Todd Bowles, man. But here down the stretch, was there any more indication when I said on the show this fucking guy has underachieved the entire time he's been in Tampa Bay, and he needs to, they need to, it looks like he's lost that team. There's something fundamentally fucking wrong with it. So Carolina, Jake, congratulations, you're in the playoffs. You win the division. Right?
Damn.
I'm gonna look like an asshole at like 7 p.m. tomorrow night when Tampa pulls this shit off, but I got no faith in Tampa. I'm
gonna be honest, Mike. Even if they win, we don't believe that they're a good team. So I think it's best for them and the franchise to lose because it's just the inevitable for me. And I think Mike Evans came back. He tried his best. He had a solid couple of games. Him and Baker, man, definitely got something good. It's too little, too late. You know what I'm saying? I think if Mike would have played, maybe it would have worked out. But when you lose to the Miami Dolphins, bro, like they did last week, that is uninspiring football for a team that needs to win, that pretty much was locked in the wins division coming into the season. And then you got the Carolina Panthers, who I believe were the underdogs of this division, only for the simple fact you had Bryce Young. A lot of questions. You got a number one first round pick in Leggett. A lot of questions. They traded Adam Thielen because they said, hey, man, we need to get the young guys in here. Let's get rid of the older guy. And look like they figured it out, man. Rico Dowdle came through when Chuba Hubbard got hurt, and they've answered the call every time they got it. So I just believe the Carolina Panthers, with the momentum of the season and what they look like now. I know they lost to the Saints, but the Saints are just hot right now, and it's a division game. I think Carolina, whether they are projected to win or not, I think we all as fans want them to win. We just want to see something different. I think if Tampa goes in the playoffs, I think we know what we're going to get. If Carolina goes, I'm not saying we're going to bank on them to win, but we want to see what they can do because we know what Tampa's going to do, man. I'm kind of over the Tampa wave right now. I think it's time to reset. I'm with you on the Todd Bowles thing. We both agreed on that. And I think that boy Canales, man, he got a lot cooking down there in Carolina, man. But Bryce, he got his confidence back. And that argument you made last year about getting Bryce, not trading him, buying him back, he ain't looking like the best quarterback, but he's looking like his job is at least safe for another year or so with that team. And it's only going to get better the way they look like that offense is getting better.
Yeah, I'm with you. The way that offense has improved, the way Bryce has just kind of been steadily improving. It's not a massive leap, but he's doing enough. He's bought himself another year, and that means another year with that dynamic fucking rookie wide receiver, Ted McMillan, man. That was one of my biggest, stay away in the pre-draft process. The film was not pretty. I was watching him getting clamped by nobodies in the fucking Pac-12, guys who are bagging groceries or selling insurance now, and I was worried about it. But then Carolina had the wherewithal to draft him in the top, and I said, listen, man, there's a reason rookie hit rates as far as warp go, they don't really lie, and if a rookie wide receiver gets taken in S tier like Ted is, I need to adjust, right? And it's a good thing I fucking did and started taking him, 105, 106 instead of fading the shit out of him because Ted has just been solid all single year and all year, and he's made some pretty fucking spectacular catches. It hasn't been a wow rookie season, but you can see that kind of guy coming into his own as the alpha of this team. And if Bryce and him can really get on the same page moving forward into next year, if this is kind of the catapult for Carolina having some confidence, that could be a nice duo, a real nice duo. So, you like to see the improvement from Bryce. Kind of excited for the Panthers too. Excited for the Panthers fans because they really haven't had a whole hell of a lot to cheer
Exactly.
about. Pretty much since Cam Newton's been there. The first time, not the second time.
For sure. And to be honest though, Mike, and I broke this down in the Stranger Things episode. Me, Maddie, and T-Rock just did. T-Rock said this over the summer, and he said it again during the mid-season, where he said Buffalo Bills have never put Keon Coleman in the right spot. Like a lot of people been saying it, right? They've been playing him in the wrong position, doing downfield. He should be in the slot. They should figure out where to put him. Problem is, Buffalo got 5 slot receivers, so they don't know how to put Keon in. The difference is Carolina took their guy the same way you said, and a lot of people were saying on film he didn't look like, he was going to win at his position. Carolina Panthers obviously had a plan for him. They put him in that position, and he didn't move. They didn't waver from it. They kept him where he needed to be, even when they had Leggett, even when they had Coker, which we know is a downfield guy. Even with all these other pieces around. And I think moving Adam Thielen might have been the reason why they did what they did with Tech. Because I think Adam Thielen being there might have been in the Tech McMillan position, right? Playing in that middle, in that slot, going across. So shout out to the Carolina Panthers for drafting the guy, but drafting the guy to be in the right position to win, and not just saying, well, we're going to just make you play whatever position we want you to. We're going to make you play outside of what you should be playing. Carolina said, we're going to draft you and put you where you're going to win. And I think that was the best thing that happened for Tet, man. So there's a lot of doubt going on in the offseason, but hey, man, I'm glad to see Tank for Tet lived on, baby. I love to see it, man. That was my man right there.
That's something that we never pay too much attention to. We'll look at draft capital and we'll look at prospects and the whole works, but we never really think about what position they need to play. Like, I really think back to, Treylon Burks had a lot of hype coming out, a lot of hype just from his size, like absolutely ridiculous. And then we watched what he did in the SEC and run away from people. And he wasn't as fast as it was made out to be as far as being like a 4.4 guy. But for a guy his size, the way he ran and how good he was with the ball in his hands afterwards, really felt like, man, Treylon's going to be something. Now, injuries and the fact that Tennessee misused him entirely. Like, they put him on the pure outside and tried to make him an outside wide receiver and run deep and, be this big fucking X and do all this shit, when all of his success and what made him great in college was the fact that this was a 6'3" or 6'4" wide receiver that played in the slot and could move around, and you get him on a linebacker, you get him on a smaller slot corner and get the ball in his hands quickly, and then he do crazy things with the ball in his hands. And Tennessee was like, nah, we need you to be a Justin Jefferson precision route runner on the outside, and then be a goal ball guy. And when you try to pigeonhole some of those guys into roles that isn't for them, you see them bust, and it just doesn't look good
all
for
the time.
One of the biggest concerns about Tet was Tet did a lot of his damage in the slot. Like, that's where he was working last year at Arizona. And for Carolina to have the wherewithal to go, we drafted you this high, we see what you do well. Listen, we're going to try to use you in the same way. We're going to have you play on the outside some, but we're also going to kick you inside. And we're going to try to get you favorable matchups, ones that can help you progress, ones that will get your confidence up. And then, down the road, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, we'd like to transition you more to being, our alpha on the outside and be that extra wide receiver. But we're not going to try to make you do it, something that you've never done right off the rip. We're going to acclimate you right off the rip.
Yeah, I like that.
We're going to acclimate you. And it's worked out in the past for a lot of these other guys, right? Like, man, all right, maybe they were dynamic on the outside in college, right? But maybe in the NFL right away, we need to move them inside a little bit more. We need to put them in the slot. We need to put them in motion. We need to try to get matchups with them where they're not always locked up on the fucking Pat Surtains of the world and be like, good luck. Hope you look good out there, right? Like, we need to move you. It's one of those things, like, you think back to Justin Jefferson's rookie year when he got drafted. Early on in the season, the camp reports was like, I don't remember who the fucking name of that wide receiver they had ahead of him on the depth chart. That's how fucking irrelevant he was. And people started to panic. And we didn't really know how it was going to work out with him and Thielen being there. It's like, wow, man, both these guys need to play in the slot. And Minnesota was like, we'll figure out a way to kick Thielen outside a little bit more and move JJ in the slot, and let him acclimate to the NFL. And once you get their feet wet and they feel that comfortability, then you can kind of transition them into the role that you foresee in the future and what you kind of use them on. Don't just try to put a square peg in a round hole all the time. But a lot of NFL GMs, a lot of NFL coaches are like, I can make this whatever I want. And it ain't the fucking case, man. These are people. These are, in all reality, they're young kids. They're young kids.
They learning, Mike.
Yes.
That's the biggest problem with the NFL, bro. A lot of coaches are playing for their job today. They don't have time to groom a player and get them ready for next year. GMs, the same, right? But like you just said, with the Tet thing, I think even moving Adam Thielen, he was their number one receiver last year. Coming into this season, we thought, man, Adam Thielen going to be a problem in the slot, doing what he did last year, closing out. Because Adam Thielen won a lot of people championships on that run he made last year in week 16, 17. So for them to say, we have our guy, and not only are we going to let you know, we're going to move the number one receiver that produced for us last year, get rid of him and put you in his spot because that was your spot. That's why we drafted you. So I think the Carolina Panthers did exactly what they were supposed to do. They spent the whole draft on defense a couple years prior, right? They took all defensive players, and then they started tapping in on the offense. So if you want to talk about a rebuild, a restructure of an organization, man, that we didn't believe would work, looked like Carolina might have put the formula together. We just missed it, Mike. So after drafting all defense and then went and got the Xavier Legette, which I still think they want to make that work, and then tapping back in and getting the Ted McMillan, man, Carolina Panthers, man, are building the blueprint of how to get a team back in order. And they in a division that they can do it, man. So shout out to them. We want to see them win, man. Unfortunately, hopefully my mailman ain't watching. We don't want the Bucs to win, brother. All right? We want them up out of here, man.
It's just a prime example of being a little bit more fluid and not so rigid, right? Like, it's not like Ted McMillan is playing primarily from the slot, but he's doing it at about a 15 to 17% rate, per game. It's a nice handful of, listen,
he's doing it enough to get Bryce comfortable. That's it.
Right. And then you mentioned Keon Coleman. Like, you look at Keon Coleman this year, and that's where he should be. That's where he should be thriving at. And it's like 10% rate. 10% slot rate.
Just go down the field. Go down the field. Figure it out.
We're doing 10%. Like 5 to 7% makes a hell of a difference because that might be one or two more targets. That might be one or two more catches that this guy gets and he starts feeling himself, right?
Yeah.
Like he starts to get in the mode. But listen, if you're just out there running wind sprints every fucking play, like it's kind of hard to stay locked. It's like, this shit ain't coming to me. I don't separate on the outside. This ball ain't coming my way.
For sure. And to Kyle, I saw your Kyler question. I'm going to start at, bro. We're going to get to that towards the end. And I will just add this in, Mike, before we move on to the next one, because we definitely talk about Carolina for a minute. The Treylon Burks thing, I don't know. I'm sure I'm in the league with you. I don't know if I did it in this league, but a couple of other leagues, bro, I spent like 20% of my fab on Treylon Burks when he went to the Commanders. Not because I think he's rejuvenated, but the opportunity in a new offense, him being a prospect that we like coming out, him going to a team that I know they need receiver help. Debo could be gone next year. Terry McLaurin wasn't playing half the year. And I'm not even just trying to hype this up like next year, Treylon Burks is about to be on our radar. But I'm just looking at the prospect, looking at the position that he was put in Tennessee, and then looking at maybe them saying, hey, man, this is the big frame, big body. This is the guy that we can maybe draw up some plays for and do something for us in Washington that we need more receivers. So looking at Treylon Burks in the position he was in Tennessee, we all know they couldn't even develop the quarterback. How the hell are they going to develop a receiver in the offense? Him going to the Commanders, I think it might be a 1-year deal, so he might not even be there next year. Regardless, though, I think you saw the Monday night catch, the one hand in the back of the end zone. That's what we wanted to see coming out of college. But we know in Tennessee, that ball was going to be in the rafters before it even went to his hands. So just looking at guys like him and the prospect of what ifs, he definitely was a big what if on draft night. And I actually thought the Commanders were going to draft him that night. They ended up getting Jahan Dotson, and I thought they was going to get Treylon Burks that night, and they get the Dotson. So I say all that to say, winning position for these guys, especially the rookies. That's what you got to draft them and put them in, and stop being a coach saying, "Hey, I'm gonna put you where I want you to be, and we just gonna figure it out." Because that's the biggest problem with a lot of these players, man, is coaches forcing them to do stuff that they haven't done and they don't even want to do. And that's when you get the disgruntled player and coach conversation. So hopefully we can get something from Burks. We continue getting it from Ted. And let's get more of these receivers and these players in a position where they want to be.
Well, they do this shit NFL all the time. Like I think back to Jonathan Taylor's rookie year and how it started. And if you were to look at some of the splits early on, Jonathan Taylor, when he was in college, played at Wisconsin, which was a primarily power run scheme, right? It's
Yeah.
a gap scheme. They're pulling
Hey,
linemen,
I
right?
don't mean to cut you off, Mike, but I thought the Chiefs when they took Edward,
Yeah.
what's his name? I'm like, bro, they passed up on Jonathan Taylor and DeAndre Swift. What the hell going on? Yeah, so go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off, but thinking about that Clyde Edwards thing, man, just got me burning up right now.
But he played in a primarily power gap scheme in Wisconsin, and that's what made him great. And his rookie year, especially the early half of the year, if we think about how pedestrian and how gross it was, I mean, people were starting to panic on Jonathan Taylor because he wasn't doing fuck in his rookie year to start with. Listen, the Colts were trying to pigeonhole him into being some zone run blocking scheme running back. Like they're running stretch zone with this guy, something that he rarely, if ever, did when he was in college.
Makes no sense.
This is his first experience ever doing it, and his first touches in the NFL are like, "Hey, we want you to run wide zone." You can see the guy out there like, this is the hole, or this is I don't know which the hole is, and people are fucking roasting him for it. And then you saw that switch flip. At least they recognized it about halfway through the year, and they started running a hell of a lot more power and gap scheme and pulling linemen. And Jonathan Taylor, rookie year, went through the moon. And now you see Jonathan Taylor now, and Jonathan Taylor can run power, he can run fucking gap, he can run duo, he can run zones, he can run wide zones, he can run stretch zone, doesn't matter. Jonathan Taylor can do it all, but he needed that seasoning time, and he can't just fucking take a guy who's only done one thing in college and go like, all right, boy, you just stepped up in competition. Now we need you to be proficient at this too. It's like, I don't get no training time, right? You throwing me on the sales floor to the Wolves right away? Oh shit!
That's what these coaches do, man. Like I said, coaches are playing for their job this year, Mike. They ain't worried about the growth, and you draft players and don't know what to do with them. I want you to do what I want you to do. So hopefully, man, we get the right thing in Oakland. But regardless, forget the draft. We talking about the games. Hopefully, the Carolina Panthers continue to do the right thing and they figure it out. And I like this call right here because I just picked this guy up. Jonathan Brooks was on my free agency, and I said, "Hey, man, let's shoot a rock in the pond and see where it lands, baby." You feel me? So Rico Dowdle might be a hot commodity. Chuba Hubbard kind of been in reflow. We don't know what's going on. So hey, they drafted Jonathan Brooks. Hopefully, for my sake, me picking him up, he does something, baby. All right, that's what we're gonna look forward to. But Mike, man, well, we're gonna let you talk about your boy Purdy. I ain't forget about that one, man. You can talk about Purdy, glaze him up, hook him up, and we're gonna get to this game and close out the show. Seattle, though. Actually, you know what? Forget Purdy, Mike. It's two quarterbacks you can't stand. Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy, baby, playing for the number 1 seed in the NFC. How you feeling about that one, big dog?
I'm pretty sure Sam Darnold's going to choke this one away the same way he's been choking away their fucking season here down the stretch. Like, don't rely on Sam Darnold. So I think we're going to fuck around and find out. Listen, I got a lot more confidence in Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers than I do fucking Sam Darnold. All right? Like, I really do. It's as much as I hate Brock Purdy, you got to acknowledge here, especially in the fantasy playoffs, Brock Purdy was an absolute fucking unit for you, right? All 3 fucking weeks just out there doing it. My only hesitation I have is I've seen this out of Brock Purdy before, and people will glaze the shit out of him. And listen, his price is going to rise in Dynasty through the offseason, and people will be all over him because of what he did in the playoffs. But I just want y'all to remember, he did it against 3 of the 10 worst pass defenses in the NFL. All 3 of them. Got every fucking one of them. Colts, terrible. Bears, terrible. And the Titans, definitely terrible against the pass. So just pump your brakes a little bit. He just happened to be right place, right time, and Kyle Shanahan knows how to call an offense. That's for sure.
Well, I didn't say this, Mike. I 49ers and I don't have the best relationship, but I would just say, to me personally, though,
gladly fuck the 49ers, man. I'll say it for you.
Well, I'm gonna be honest though. I'm be real on this one. I said this the other day, and I think it will hold true in the NFC. I think the NFC right now, there are a lot of threats as far as different teams being, in a Super Bowl, right? I think it can go either way at this point. But as much as, and I hate to say this because most of these teams I'm about to mention are teams that I can't stand. It's guys that have been to the show and guys that know how to close out and step up when it's that time. And I think the 49ers, as bad as the Philadelphia Eagles offense looks, they keep skating by, but that defense, after what they just did to Josh Allen, that is the type of game that your defense need to say, oh, y'all thought Josh Allen was MVP? Well, we're going to show y'all what an MVP look like. at home. You know what I'm saying? In their house. So I think when you look at what the Philadelphia Eagles can do, even if they only scoring 13 points, they can stop you from scoring 13. They can do that any day. So Philadelphia Eagles and 49ers to me. LA Rams as well. They kind of, I don't know what happened on the slump, the last end of the run. They've been, I don't know what they got going on. But I think Sean McVay being who he is, I'm always trust him. But those three teams, 49ers, the Eagles, and the Rams, to me, are maybe the best three going into the playoffs, only because they've been to the big show and they understand what's next and what it's going to take when they get to those games. So Seattle, I love the Bears. I do believe Ben Johnson is the reason why all this is going on. I think Caleb playing against the 49ers last week, man, he answered the call. Every time Brock Purdy answered it, Caleb came right back. I think he building and stacking. I just don't know if year one with Ben Johnson is going to be the year. So I'm saying all that to say, as much as Sam Darnold and Seattle look like they are the best team, I guess, on record, I'm still going to roll with the Eagles, the 49ers, and the Rams to be in that NFC championship and then get to the Super Bowl. Those are my probably three favorite teams. Which one, I don't know. But I think the 49ers, though, will close out this game. They will win this game. And, hey, at least it's sunny in California. So whoever go there, they ain't got to worry about no rough, bad weather and the rain and all this and that. So it's going to be a tough one, man, for teams in the playoffs. But I think Philly, the 49ers, and the Rams, man, might have this one in the bag as far as just knowing how to get to that next step in the NFC.
I think I'm with you. Like, I don't have a lot of faith in the Seahawks because of Sam Darnold. I just don't. I've watched this guy fold so many fucking times, right? And here down the stretch, he's doing it again. He's doing it again, man. Doing his best to give away these fucking games, right? Like, a couple weeks ago, there's no way that shouldn't have even been a close game when he's playing 77-year-old Phillip Rivers, who can't throw the ball 10 yards down the field. But it is. It's a fucking nail-biter game for no good reason. Sam Darnold will fold, right? Like, he's going to fold. I would imagine it's going to start this weekend when he plays the 49ers and you watch him fucking fall apart. The Rams, I still have faith in. I think a lot of missing Devontae Adams here these last couple weeks has hurt their offense because Devontae, unlike Puka, Puka is a fantastic physical wide receiver, like he is, and he brings a good dynamic. But Devontae Adams has been doing it for years and can get open in a fucking phone booth. Like he is the ultimate quarterback safety blanket.
And this year he's open in the end zone of all places. So
of all places, right? Like he is an ultimate red zone weapon down there for them. And I think when they get him back and fully healthy, you're going to see that Rams team pick back up where they left off. Their defense played really well all year. They've just had a couple down the stretch. And while Caleb and Ben Johnson, this has been a great year for them, fantastic year. It's also kind of like, the first year that we had Detroit on the map. Like, you really exceeded expectations. Kind of like Washington last year. You really exceeded expectations. But this team still got a shit ton of holes. The defense is garbage. It's trash. Like, they've been getting by all year just on turnovers. That's not a very sticky thing. Like, you can't rely on interceptions and pick sixes all the time. Like, they don't have a really good pass rush, and their coverage has been very sketchy. Now, I know they got Jalen Johnson back, and that might help, but listen, I just don't have a lot of faith in the Chicago Bears as a complete team, especially when it comes to the playoffs. So I'm with you. It really feels like it's going to be one of the Eagles, the Niners, or the Rams who come out of the NFC to face whatever fucking juggernaut comes out of the AFC, because outside of whoever gets in from Pittsburgh or Baltimore, every one of those teams is like, God damn, they're good.
Yeah.
God damn, they're good. So, Sam Darnold, fuck you. You're terrible. All right. I'm ready for my Jalen Milroe shares to be something.
All right. Well, to close out on the conversation, I want to say not Super Bowl. Give me your. Well, nah, we'll wait till next week. Because I was going to say, give me your AFC, NFC championship teams, but we'll wait till next week. We want to know who's going to be in them first. So we'll wait on that. I just say going into the first week, though, give me your favorite team to watch over the first week of the playoffs. After this game is played over the weekend. On each side, AFC and NFC. Give me one team that you like. Hey, I want to watch this team, whether win or lose.
I think for me it's going to be the Houston Texans on the AFC. Probably the most polarizing because I know what that defense can do, and I know that offense can be elite at times. Now, It hasn't been. I think definitely getting rid of Tunsil like they did, not really addressing the offensive line. Sometimes rears its ugly head. They've also dealt with, listen, I didn't think it was going to be this case, but a pretty substantial injury that kind of slowed their offense to a crawl there when Woody Marks went down, which I didn't. Listen, I had high hopes for Woody Marks, but I was like, I didn't think he was going to be this integral to how this offense looks here down the stretch.
Yeah.
And I think the young wide receivers that they invested so much in that we were worried about for weeks and weeks and weeks, and Noel and Higgins, all of a sudden with those guys these last couple of weeks starting to make some big plays down the field, and we know what Nico Collins can do. I think it's a very polarizing offense. And if they can really kind of right that ship and have that steady instead of being so up and down, if the Houston Texans offense shows up with that defense, that is the one I'm most interested to see how they show up in the playoffs. Because, I mean, we wrote them off there a while ago. I'm thinking back when they played the Chargers. We wrote them off and we're like, oh, man, it feels like Justin Herbert and the boys are going to roll through these guys. And then what'd they pick off Justin Herbert in the playoffs? Like 5 times? Something like that, made him look like absolute fucking ass and took it to him, right?
Oh my!
That should have been the precursor that D'Amico Ryans knows what the fuck he's doing when it comes to defense, right? And then this year when I watched them when the Bills traveled to Houston and that fucking atmosphere that they had and the way they were flying around in their red jerseys, I was like, God damn, man, this is like prime Ray Lewis Baltimore Ravens defense shit going on here. So Texans will be on my AFC side. Of course, I'm going to be investing in the NFC and the Eagles to see if we can ever right the ship on offense, which I have very little faith is going to fucking happen unless Kellen Moore comes back, which ain't happening. So, no thank you, Patullo. But I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams and see how they look when Devontae Adams gets back here, especially in this first round of the playoffs. Because if they get back to firing all cylinders, the Rams are going to be a very dangerous team.
Damn, you know what? I wasn't even thinking the Rams because I had already locked them in, kind of just a competing team. So I'm gonna go with the Packers, Mike. I'm gonna go with the Packers on this one, man. I think I ran this stat on Tuesday. They are the kings of the 7th seed. The last 3 years of playoffs, 7th seed. You know what I'm saying? They got the Diggs. They just waived him or just got him off waivers. No Micah Parsons. I know we had talked this conversation about where they make the playoffs. I was wrong. They made it. They scratched their way in, but I want to see what they do, man, when they get into the playoffs, because I think right now, man, the Packers it seems like on a decline. It seems like the morale overall, not just the Micah thing. It just seems like they've been coming out flat the last couple of weeks, man. So Malik Willis, had a game. He stepped up to the plate when they needed him to. And I know Jordan Love wasn't playing, but I know Christian Watson is probably their best offensive player for the last couple of weeks. But I just don't know, Mike. I think Tucker Kraft not being there, they just look like they lost their identity. They lost their mojo when Micah went down. And that's the one team I want to see. Can they overcome and get to the next round of, what's going to happen? Because I think they might play the Chicago Bears, and that's another big division game. Will Ben Johnson lock that up, or will the Packers prevail? So I think that's the game I'm looking forward to in the NFC. The most, the Packers. And AFC, again, Mike, I'm going to go with the Jaguars, man. I want to see the Jaguars versus the Chargers if they play. I want to see what Liam got, man. He hot right now. They don't care about their number 1 selected receiver last year, and they don't have the receiver they drafted this year. So Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington, and Brenton Strange look like, the Pro Bowlers of the Jacksonville. So maybe Trevor doesn't need first round pick guys. He just like, hey, man, give me some average Joes and we're going to figure it out. So I think the Jaguars on the AFC side is who I'm looking forward to seeing the most too on week 1.
Yeah, that's not a bad call. The Packers-Bears first round matchup is going to be awesome to watch, right? Division in the matchup. And listen, I think the Bears can be had, right? Like I just talked kind of bad about them. I think they can be had. They split the series this year. They each won one. Even though the Packers are kind of reeling, they're starting to get some pieces back. They're going to get Jordan Love back. They got Jaden Reed back. Christian Watson's kind of been in and out, but when he's been playing, he's been dynamic on offense. And then we'll see how this Trayvon Diggs thing kind of works out. Listen, since his rookie year, all the interceptions, I've never thought that guy was a really good fucking corner. And I know you Cowboys fans like to glaze him and everything, but
well, I say this.
I've never been so happy when that fucking guy got a contract, because I was like, that's what Shaq always say, barbecue chicken? That's barbecue fucking chicken.
I think the right team got him, though, Mike. He needs pressure up front for him to succeed. He can't be with a team like the Cowboys who don't have a defensive line and it take 15 seconds to get to the quarterback. So he need to be on a team where they attacking and aggressive, and that way the quarterback don't have that much time for his receivers to get open. So I think he went to the right situation. I just think it's too little too late. And I really believe they panicked when Micah went down and they like, look, we need to win. We need to figure it out. So they went and claimed him. I think that was just best situation for the team and for him. But I really believe the Bears, man, looking at, like I said, what Caleb just did with the 49ers, they lost, but Caleb answered the call every single time. And I think Ben Johnson is ready for this one right here.
Nice. Could be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Round 1 next week. Can't wait.
That's the one. That's the one, baby. Well, we're going to get to this game, man. We're going to close out. I did name it Guess the Player. And Mike, I'm going to be honest, I believe you know your stuff, brother. You might guess this one too fast, too early, baby. So let's figure it out. But it's basically jersey swaps. It's the player that's for another team, current players, no old guys, just current players, mostly quarterbacks, but with another jersey. I kind of X'd out the face a little bit. So you let me know who this guy is, I guess, from the stance and tattoos or whatever you can get out of the conversation. I don't have a timer, so I'll give you 2.5 tries, maybe. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. All but let's get it started. This is the first guy. Who is that right there, Mike, with the number 17 jersey on, playing for the LA Rams, but doesn't play for LA Rams?
That's got to be Josh Allen, right?
Current quarterback, not Josh Allen. So I'll give you 2 more. Current quarterback, not Josh Allen. Let me see. He suffered a major injury this year.
Daniel Jones.
Damn it if you ain't ready. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See? Yeah.
Should have knew by the terrible forearms.
Bro, that's what I'm telling you. Mike knows his stuff. That's what I'm saying. This game ain't going to be as hard as I thought it was going to be. I didn't think this one all the way through. So
17 got me. White 17. I was like, man, that's got to be Josh Allen.
Yeah, that was a good call, brother. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Again, Mike,
Thank
man.
God Daniel Jones ain't playing for the Rams.
I should have made this game a little harder, brother. But it's cool because we don't want to be on here too long anyway. But I definitely once I looked at the graphics, I said, man, I don't know. Mike gonna guess this too early. Let's go with the next one. I don't even know if I gotta break this down, so I'm gonna give you this player first and see if you got it figured out. I think you got it though, because I got it before I even.
That's Baker if they're.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's just how he holds the football.
Hey, Mike, listen, I said this. That's what I'm telling you. I said, damn, I don't think I made this game too hard, man. I ain't make it too difficult. Hopefully this is the next one. It is Baker. I told you before the show, man. Act like you don't know a little bit. All
right, yeah, I'll play it off.
Nah, I'm playing. But I think that was a dead giveaway. When you look at how he hold his form,
how you hold the football.
Even though I'm the one that cropped these pictures out, Mike, I really believe I knew this before I even knew it. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like, bro, that's Baker. That ain't hard. So let's get to the next guy. Hopefully this is the one though. I try to make it harder as I went.
Props on the jersey swaps though. They're pretty good.
What you got with this one?
Ooh, that wind up. It's gonna be Herbert.
Okay, it's not Justin Herbert. So I like
it. Right. Thank God you got one.
All right, not Justin Herbert. First of all, this guy's black.
Oh, you made him white. Let's go.
This guy's black, so it's not Justin Herbert. That's a fact.
Man, we went white skin. That looked like a Justin Herbert wind up, but there was one.
I mean, it almost like Bo Nix, to be honest, but it ain't Bo.
No Bo. Brother, huh? Is that Stroud?
Not Stroud. Okay, so the last one I'm gonna say, damn. Well, Stroud is in the playoffs. I can't say that. What's a good hint I can give you?
You got me on this one.
NFC. I'll give you that.
NFC. Jordan Love.
Jordan Love, big dog. Jordan Love.
Right.
Now, did the skin tone change? No, the skin tone don't change. He's just real light.
He's just real light skin.
Yeah. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know.
That's not bad.
Yeah. All right.
You put a Bo Nix jersey on that guy, and it's like that's a white dude.
All right. Let's see what you got next, my brother.
That was a good one.
So far, you know you on your stuff, my man. Let's see what you got next, though. You might get this one because I can tell.
That's Drizzy Drake, man.
Okay, I was just about to say it.
Drizzy Drake, man.
It is him, and again, Mike, it was me not making it too much difficult. What I tried to do, I didn't want to X out the whole face, but I think if I'm gonna ask you this, I know you're going off the posture, right?
Yep.
If I would have erased the whole helmet, no head at all, would you still guess Greg May?
Pretty close. The neck and the way he holds the football, right? The
Okay.
posture. But yeah, I think if you would have taken off, it would have taken me probably two guesses.
Okay. All right. Because I was trying to think of that, but I was like, I don't want to make it so that he don't know at all. But I kind of, because it's giving you a number 10 body. Like, oh, what is this? You know what I'm saying? So I try to make it a little, okay. All right. Well, that was a good call because it definitely, I noticed it before I even did it. So, yeah, you know your stuff, my brother. All right. Let's get to this one. This one might be a little, we're going to see, baby. We're going to keep it with the red jerseys. Where we at?
The red jerseys, man. Somebody out here, that Dylan Raiola. More cosplay. This is a tough one, man. Yeah, you finally got another one, bud.
I think you got this one, Mike. I think you might be overthinking it.
I probably am.
I'll give you a hint. NFC.
That's Stafford.
Final answer?
Yeah, that's final answer.
Jared Goff, baby.
Jared Goff. All right.
That was close, though. He was close.
Hey,
look, they swapped each other, right? He was in. Goff was in. Stafford was in Detroit at one point. So, that was a good one. That was I actually thought you was gonna get that one though.
Well,
I know
the number helps quite a bit, right?
True.
And I was like, I can't think of any other 15, so it ain't a 15. So it's got to be somebody who ain't wearing 15. So
yeah. All right. Well, see if you get this one, man, because you didn't get that one, but I think this one might be a little easier too. What you think about this one? Mike, I know you got this. I know you stalling on purpose. I know you got this one, bro.
No, I ain't got that. That's got to be Mahomes, though, right?
It's Mahomes. If you look at the mouth and this how he had his, that's how I knew. Football. Yeah, that's Mahomes. That's Mahomes.
Oh, now you see it with the tongue out too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what gave it away. That's why I said I tried to leave that little hint in there, but I know you would probably get that one. So let's get to the next one.
In a Buffalo jersey, man. That's some nasty stuff. That's Stafford all day, right?
All right, there we go. All right, damn, okay. You know it. You on it, Mike. You on it, man.
Stafford all day.
So we're going to close out with this one. I think this might be the easiest one. That's why I'm kind of a little salty.
Jalen Hurts.
Let's get it in anyway, babe. Where we at with it? And I think you got it.
That's CJ Stroud.
Yeah, it is.
CJ
It was the first guy in the first one. Mike, I didn't make this game too hard, too difficult. I thought I did until I realized when I put him on the screen, I'm like, man, this don't look. On my phone, when I did it, it looked a lot harder than what I thought it was. But when I put it on the big screen, I'm like, I don't know. This one is.
Props to you for the graphics, though. You know, jersey swaps, right? You even threw in a change up a number. You had me convinced a white dude was wasn't white.
Nah, for sure, man. Look, I know we had a couple of game ideas from last year. Just the last couple Fridays, we just been off. But I said, let's at least start the show off with a light game. And we're going to keep it going, man. Try to see if we can get back to that juice that we got, man. And hopefully, 2026, man, it's a new year. First episode of the year. Let's, have us a good time, Mike, man. The all season is here now, right? I mean, well, the fantasy off season is here anyway. There ain't no pressure to talk a whole lot of football. Let's get back to doing what we do, baby. Having us a good time, having the people come through and having a good time, because that's what we here for. So let's keep the vibes flowing, man, and let's do what we do, my brother.
Hell yeah, man. Especially with that Instagram post that you sent me too. Like, we should have gone name the white DB.
Hey, Mike, when I seen the video, I died laughing because he was like, no, I'm the other one. But it's so funny because he not lying, right? He said, he's like, yeah, man, I'm not him. I'm Coop. I'm not Coop, man. He's like, hey, what's up, Coop? He was like, no, I'm not Coop. I'm the other one.
Who? It was a Bills player. I was trying to think.
Bills receiver.
Was it Shavers? Receiver? Was it Shavers?
It might have been Shavers.
Might have been Shavers. For those of you who don't know, during the game, man, well, I'm going to say Shavers. It might have been somebody else, but it was a Bills wide receiver. Walks up to Reed Blankenship. He goes, what's up, Coop? And Reed's response is, nah, I'm the other one.
I'm the other exciting white, right?
Yeah, they're exciting white, the secondary. What up, Coop?
Hey, look, my man Shay was like, hey, man, y'all all look alike, man. Ain't but two of y'all in the league anyway. So, but you got to get one right, man. But nah, that video was funny. I told Mike, I sent it to him. I said, hey, this is us. When they trying to figure out which one of us is the black guy, man. So,
You think they do that to Riley Moss in Denver? Like somebody's like, "What up, Coop?" Like, nah, I'm the other white Iowa corner who starts in the NFL.
facts.
The other
Nah,
one.
that was a good one though, man. I should have brought that video up, but yeah, man, we appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Of course, man, this is the vibes, man. Friday night, man. We wanted to cook something up, have a good time. Work has been busy for me, but like I said, I told Mike I was so tired. I woke up with a headache. My right side of my brain still clicking, but once these lights come on, man, we ain't gonna halfway step it. We're gonna do it how we supposed to do it. So
Yes, sir.
we appreciate y'all being here, man. Stay locked in, hit them notifications, hit that subscribe button in case you don't. Don't forget to like the videos too, man. I know we got a couple people watching, and I be forgetting to like videos sometimes myself. Like I watch and just keep on going, and I'm like, damn. But now that I'm in the space, in the creating content, I gotta remind to hit that like button, man, if you get a chance. So we appreciate y'all being here. Always, never going to not appreciate that. And Mike, any words, man, before we close up out of here, my brother?
No, man, we got a couple good NFL games. 3 of them. None of them on the main slate, so they really fucked the main slate.
They did.
They fucked it all up. They gave 2 great games on Saturday, and then Sunday night is the other one that means something. And the whole main slate, all garbage, all just who cares. You watch it for betting purposes, but we already got notifications out about teams resting starters. You know, the Eagles aren't expected to play anybody that's worth a fuck. So also another prime reason why fantasy championships should end in week 17. I still got my home league. We're playing in week 18. It is for a championship because we don't do playoffs. It's just best record at the end of the year. So
Okay.
unfortunately, I got to navigate those waters. And then, man, we got these Final Four of the college football playoffs coming up and the NFL playoffs starting next week. Oh, this is getting good.
Sir.
It's getting good. And I don't have to sit there and sweat out fantasy teams anymore. Like this is
So
I love NFL. I love fantasy football, obviously. I love dynasty football. But it is nice just to be able to sit back and watch the game as a fan without anything on the line for myself, right? Like I don't gotta check my phone. I don't gotta look at how many points am I up? How many points am I down? Can I make the comeback? You can put all that shit and just be a fan and just watch the game, which is fucking fantastic. Other than college football, man, fix your fucking commercials. All right. I am so tired, so damn tired of scoring a touchdown. We go to a commercial. We come back, we do the kickoff, we go to another commercial. Like, fuck out of here. We
That's
have
the new-
like
that's the
7
new world,
to
bro.
10 minutes of solid gameplay before we have to have a commercial. It's so gross.
It's just like YouTube, bro. I watch YouTube content. I'm like, bro, the worst part, Mike, when I'm in the shower, I got the phone on a YouTube episode, and I look, I'm like, hold on, man, it's 2 minutes in. It's a damn ad already, man. I'm sitting here. Got the wet fingers trying to hit the skip button. I'm like, man, come on, man. I'm just trying to take a shower and listen to some content, man. These ads, these commercials, bro, it's just oversaturated on every single thing, man.
Well, the Georgia Ole Miss game last night was damn near 4 hours. 4 hours long, man. It started at 7 Central, and I'm going to bed at 11. The game's just getting over. Like, what the fuck, people?
Yeah, man.
Get your shit together. 4 hours. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's the world we living in, man. Like you said, get that NIL money, man. That's for sure. You know what? We had a question right quick, Mike. We forgot to hook up my boy Takal. Then we're going to close out on that, man. Takal said, what's the dynasty price for Kyler? What would you pay? 2 seconds or a second and a third? Superflex, of course.
Both.
I'm about to say, 2 seconds. Hey, hook it up to Kyler. I ain't going to lie, man. Yeah, I would pay that for Kyler.
Adam
and I can't stand Kyler, but I would do that.
Adam and I did a great 40 episode where we dove into the last 5 years of second round rookie picks. And I'm telling you, pretty much anything after 202, 203, right? And even those picks sometimes ain't that great. But anything after that is not even a coin flip. You're most likely going to lose when you talk about dynasty value in the long term. They're hot for the offseason. And they're hot, maybe for the first couple weeks of the season. And then, we got busts all over the place and shit that goes all over the place. So you're talking super flex. Listen, you can have the seconds, which you're probably going to miss on anyways. Give me the fucking Kyler Murray who I'm convinced it's starting somewhere next year for sure.
Listen.
Whether it's still with Arizona or whether it's on a brand new fucking team, Kyler Murray is starting at quarterback, and I'll pay that right now, no question. If you tell me you can get it for a second and a third, though, ooh,
Yeah, to Cal. Hook it up,
you
Playboy.
a
Hook it
salesman,
up.
used car salesman. I
I'm
love it.
telling
man.
you. I don't
You
know
the deal.
what's Superflex or whatever. Maybe it's start 8. I don't know. But for that, yeah, I'm paying that one right there to Cal. So
I mean, it's a pretty easy world to live in where you pay 2 seconds or you pay a second and third, whatever the price is. And by like week 6, for fantasy points wise, maybe not NFL wise, maybe it's not solidified for Kyler Murray having a job, but for fantasy points wise, because Kyler can run, you're looking at somebody who could be in the top 12, of fantasy point scoring by mid-season next year.
and maybe they get an offensive guy over there. Maybe they get rid of this defensive mind coach. And I still believe when you got a Kyler Murray, a Trey McBride, a Marvin Hurst, you draft all these high-priced guys and you go get a defensive guy. Man, get you some offense over there. Maybe they wake Kyler up with a guy that he can relate to at the offensive mind and not some guy that's calling plays on the other side. So
there's got to be a new regime in Arizona.
Got to.
Don't they? You got a defensive head coach and they don't play a fucking lick of defense.
Mike.
None.
Listen, man, Arizona, man, is on a whole nother level, man.
Listen, the only thing I got right on start sit, listen, I wanted every bit last week of that game of Arizona Bengals. I got half of it right because you wanted all the Bengals.
All the Bengals, for sure.
Wanted all the Bengals because I knew Arizona didn't play fucking defense at all. At all. They haven't played defense since the season started.
So, again, hopefully Kyler Murray, man, can get a better opportunity, whether it's another team or a new coach. But to Kyle, to answer your question, my brother, please make that trade, man. Don't even think twice on that one, my boy. So, hopefully, you get that done. Let us know if you get that done, big dog. And, hey, Mike, we appreciate the people. We appreciate being here, but we're going to go old school. We're going to take it back in the days, baby. You feel me? We got the vibes back January the 2nd, New Year's 2026. It is what it is, man. Stay tapped in. And, Mike, before we go, I did want to say this. I said I had it in my damn head and it clicked off. Damn it. I can't remember what it is, but regardless of what it is, damn, I'm so mad. I had this thing in my head. I can't get it out. Well, damn BBL's coming out. I forget everything, baby. So we're going to get up out of here.
We'll give you an excuse. You get a pass.
There we go, baby. I got the BBL brain right now, but it's all good. We out of this thing. We love y'all. We appreciate it. Stay tapped in. And, hey, man, we see you when you see it, baby. All right? We out of this thing.
Let's go.